What's going on, guys? This is Kevin from WNEN Studios. Thank you guys for coming back to another video. Now we're going to do something a little different right now, where we're going to be talking about my friend's build. So week or so before, he asked me to help him out, and I thought maybe I can exploit this to my own uses as to making a new video. You can see the parts right there. We have a i5-6600k, an MSI 1070, some modular PSU, and also just a very interesting thing was his choice in both memory as well as his motherboard, which really kind of shook a lot of things up. So there's Core i5 as well as the 1070 right there, a very beautiful card if I don't mind. And there's one of the weirdest things right here is the ballistics, which is a DDR3 instead of a DDR4, and which is the new frequency that he I thought he was going to use, but he said he already had the sticks beforehand. We're going to have all the parts down below as well. Okay, so we start off with the motherboard, which is actually a MATX instead of a regular ATX. I was very surprised when we pulled it out the box because it looked very weird. I was like, well, this is a small box. And then when he finally pulled it out, I was like, oh damn, it's a MATX. Now, for some people who don't know, an MATX is just a smaller board. Okay, basically has everything that a regular ATX board has, not like a mini ITX, which is very small, but it does have some disability compared to a regular board, where it's more tighter around everything, and you'll see what I mean about that. So now we opened up the socket in order to put in the very new i5-6600k. It's not very new, but it's brand new. Very good choice, and also a very good deal in November. It was at $179.99. Usually for MSRP is $260, and you usually find it for $220. So getting $50 cheaper than on sale price was a very phenomenal thing to get. And I really was upset that I wasn't able to get that myself for my new build when I'm going to start doing that next year technically. Okay, put that bad boy in. He pulls down the lever. Very nerve-wracking the first time you ever do it, because you feel like you're going to break the pins, and the pins are very important to keep nice and perfect, obviously, because if you don't have the pins correct, then it messes up the entire board, and you can also potentially mess up your CPU, and that's $200-$300 down the drain. Okay, the black cover comes off. I told him in confidence that he really should just pull it down. I wanted him to do it himself, pop his PC cherry right there and then. Okay, now we're pulling out the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo, and Intel doesn't come with stock coolers anymore for some of their products. But it was a really good choice to get that. Funny thing was that he didn't even notice that he needed to get a cooler for a CPU, and we went to Micro Center to get that. Micro Center was also the place where we got the really good deal for the Core i5. They had that for the $179 price, and then also an additional $30 off when you bundle it with a motherboard. So they really, November was really the best time to start investing in some new parts. And like I said, I really feel like a dumbass for not trying to capitalize on that. So we screw everything in. This will make sure that if he overclocks, he will have some headwind when some room in temperature and stuff like that. It's going to keep his CPU very nice and cool than compared to a conventional stock like an AMD would have and stuff like that. And it actually goes pretty whisper quiet compared to other computers that I've seen. And here's going to be one of our first issues that we had before with this motherboard, which I absolutely hate. Now he has 16 gigs of DDR3 RAM, but upgrading is nearly impossible.
Big Valley Burger.
The other side one's here.
Barry, you can't do these things before I tell you.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm in a library.
Just wanted to add that in there. We're going to pop everything back in. But talking about the DDR3 again, for some reason, because of the physical limitations and how close everything is together, the 212 actually is blocking the DDR3 RAM. So the fourth expansion slot, we can't use simply because there's no room for that stick of RAM to be in there. And fortunately, he's not going to probably need that because he's not going to be doing any rendering or anything like that, or just like anything seriously out of control. I farted and it smells rank. I'm adding that to the audio. Okay, right now we're going to be taking out the brackets where we're going to put the beautiful GPU. Let me go over that real quick. The GPU is actually an MSI 1070 Gaming X variant. A very sexy board. I mean, GPU. Very, very wonderful looking. I love the aesthetic of it. I love the fans and the LED lights that go on it. Unfortunately, it's not RGB LED lights, but nonetheless it still glows and it looks very wonderful. It glows in a red on the face where the fans are, and then the MSI insignia does glow as well.
Oh, that's packaging. Ooh. Oh, this is pretty. Oh, this is pretty.
Play herd starts on.
Oh, this is. Oh my god.
Look at that.
This is. Oh. Oh, Kevin, it's so pretty.
I'm pretty sure this is an LED. The fucking thing won't. Goddamn.
Yeah, if I move it.
Focus, you damn bitch. There it is. Okay. Now we're slapping that bad boy in there. Another thing that I didn't like about this board, again, the top PCIe slot is blocked by the Cooler Master. And, you know, I can probably blame the Cooler Master. I could probably blame the way I positioned it and stuff like that, but that's the proper position way. That way we get the intake air into the CPU cooling, you know, cooler. But there we go again. We can't expand yet again simply because the board is too small for us to do any expansions. We put the Crosshair CS5500M in there. It's a modular PSU. I think it's 550, obviously, because it's about 550M. You know, it'll make sure that we have enough, what's it called, power supply for what we have right there. If you wanted to add another card, though, you would probably have to get another PSU, you know, probably do a 700. I actually have a 700 in my configuration. It was cheaper, but the reason why it's a little bit, you know, around the same price as the one that I got now is because it's modular, and I kind of like the modular, especially if you have like the kind of like the bare minimum of, you know, parts in your CPU where it's just a couple sticks of RAM, and also one GPU in there. Then, you know, having a 550 would be fine. But if you wanted to expand, then you'd probably have to get another one, because you want to make sure that you have just enough, you know, wiggle room when it comes to power consumption and stuff like that, especially if you're going to try to overclock with SLI on or Crossfire. But when it comes to modular, I like the fact that all the wires, you know, are being utilized, like the ones that you're going to be slotting in. Okay, now we're going to put the WD blue 1 terabyte, I think it was, as well as the Samsung Evo SSD. I think it was a 256 gigabyte for the SSD. That's where we're going to put our operating system, obviously, and then all his games, his program files, as well as, you know, videos, games, and stuff like that. That's what's going to go into the 1 terabyte right there. We're going to slide that in. And then we didn't show it, but we also put in the disk drive in there as well, but that's very unimportant. And this is where we're going to actually find our first issue. For some reason, it wasn't booting up. Obviously, it turned on, but it seemed like it wasn't drawing enough power. And I tried to explain a little bit about that real quick, and I think it's going to be coming up very soon, but I'm not very sure. But basically, I try to explain what's going on, try to make sure that we all figure that out. So basically, I finally got it working, kind of. Um, as you can see here, it's always a very good sign when your motherboard can, you know, identify your entire CPU and stuff like that, and clock store memory. And it, you know, luckily for us, it's also recognizing that as well. Both crucials, we got both of them right there. And it's also recognizing the Samsung thing, which is good because we connected that and we disconnected the regular HDD. Okay. I'm seeing that it's not showing any of the other things because I disconnected the other fans, just the CPU fan that's on right now. And yeah, I'm just trying to now figure out the reason why. The reason why it wasn't working before, it might have been just the okay, so basically I kind of got myself off there because then I started talking nonsense trying to sound smart, but then I realized how dumb I sounded. So basically after a while I started to figure out that the reason why was because of the, you know, the wire match, you know, the I wasn't feeding enough power to the motherboard or the GPU. So I tried to organize the fan sockets and the power sockets. That way, it not only feeds into the CPU, the fans, but also the motherboard as well. And that seemed to fix everything. So now we're gonna be doing one more sock test real quick, and then it comes right back on. In this small little area, I started to realize that I kind of like his desk, you know, like the actual desk, not the desktop. And you know, you can actually get this very nice desk for like around like $80-$90, right, $90 in Amazon right now. If you don't have a computer desk and you really need one where you can carry a lot of stuff, all the things you see right there when it comes to like the undercarriage baskets and stuff like that, and the way the legs are, comes with it beforehand. It also has a small stand for your CPU. Finally got it booting back up. And you know, you can find it on Amazon if I'll put a link on that as well. So basically, I have that working now. Told him to just download the the basic things, his Windows that he bought as well as, you know, whatever he wants, you know, whatever applications he wants to put on. And you know, next week we'll probably do another video where it'll be, you know, the benchmarks and stuff like that, and I'll continue talking about the computer. So thank you guys so much for watching this. I really appreciate it. If you guys want to sound off in the comments below, tell me, you know, what improvements I might have. You know, just try to like, comment, and subscribe on our things. If you liked the video, like it. If you didn't like it, you know, give us a thumbs down. It doesn't matter. You know, criticize if you need to. And you guys, thank you so much. Come again for the next video, okay? Signing out.